everybody, welcome again. If you have seen my first video, thank you for sticking around and starting my adventures with me. Um, if you guys don't know, if you haven't watched my video, I really encourage you guys to do. But if you don't know, I am currently applying for the Disney College Program as well as Disney Professional Internships. But I've already explained that to you guys. So if you do want to know a little bit about me, a little bit more about my background, I did my introduction in my first video, so do go ahead and go back one or down one on the YouTube chart thing. Yeah. Anyways, just want to give you guys a little heads up. I have, um, as I mentioned in my first video, I just applied for the Disney College programs as well as the Disney Professional, and just let's see, just Wednesday, I had my my Disney College program interview again, um, and I have to say it was vastly different from my 3 years ago when I originally did my first application ever and became a alumni of the college program. Um, so yeah, I guess I'll just talk to you guys a little bit about the what the interview process is like this time around, as being me a alumni of the college program, versus what it's like for everybody out there that may be watching this or is curious about it for maybe they want to apply not now but for next semester, or you guys are like me joining in onto this amazing adventure of a lifetime and currently applying now, and your interviews are going to be coming up pretty soon, and you are like many others are scouting out YouTube videos to figure out what you guys want to be doing, how you want to be prepared, what kind of questions they're asking us. Those of us who've already interviewed this past week, tomorrow there's a few more people, and I think a few will typically do some on the weekend. But the first batch of interviews have almost gone out this week. Good luck to everybody that has done one so far. Congrats on getting this far now, and best of luck to you guys. Well, here we go, starting out. When they call you, when you have done your application, the way you go out for afterwards is you're going to be doing a web-based interview. A lot of Disney interns, past and present, have nicknamed this as a WBI. That's our acronym for web-based interviews. Those are more of a questionnaire like you may have done for other job applications in the past, say like merchandise or something like that. And they ask you a wide selection of questions that happen to be just differently worded sentences about different scenarios, and you put in you disagree, you're neutral, or you agree to a certain extent on either side. This is just kind of a way to see how well you can make decisions, which is a big important thing about the Disney College program, is that as you're interning, you're going to have to be at some points where you're going to have to make up decisions about any situation, any scenario on your feet, on your toes, and you may not be able to be in close proximity to one of your area leaders or one of your managers in the area. So you're going to have to be able to think on your feet, think in your head, and problem solve as much as possible. Sometimes you may be in a situation where you got a lost kid, um, a family member has been separated from their entire family, and you need to help them out. Maybe it's you gotta know about all the parks, and the guest thinks they're in the right park, but they happen to be in the wrong one, or different things. Could be just about anything. Or maybe when it's a 3 o'clock parade. Luckily enough, I did not have that question asked ever in my original program. So I did have a few other embarrassing ones that I'm just not going to say right now, but maybe in one of my other videos about some of my experiences. Anyways, this is more about the interviews, and I want to help you guys out as much as possible to kind of let you guys know what it's like. Uh, I'm going to start off as if um, you're not a alumni like me and you're applying for the first time. Once you have done your WBI and you've passed it, you're going to be asked eventually to set up a date and time for your interviews. You're going to be interviewing with one of the casting members from Disney. It could be anyone that works in casting. They're going to eventually, what they're going to do is, like I said, you have to schedule a date and time. Most of the time, they'll give you a time frame of 3 days, give or take, um, to choose a wide variety of time frames that work according to your daily schedule. Um, so yeah, that part's easy. And then eventually, once that date and time comes up, they're gonna want you to make a time frame for yourself, mostly a hour's time frame blocked. You do not want to be doing anything during this time frame. Meaning is that say like my interview was 10:30 on Wednesday in the morning. You're gonna want to be prepared 15 minutes beforehand, up to 15 minutes after, and also on the dot. You're gonna want to um, say if you live with roommates, you're gonna want to make sure that your roommates know what's happening, what's going on, and that you're gonna need some quiet time during this time frame, and that you do not want to be disturbed, um, so that you can do your best and have a quiet atmosphere. If your university has study rooms, I highly encourage doing that. Go check out a study room as soon as possible. If you can do the day before, do the day before. Leave some stress off your shoulders. It helps a lot, trust me. Um, I would say just also if you're that kind of person that needs to jot down notes about things, reasons why you want to, I'll give you a couple. I'll be discussing a few of the questions they'll probably be asking or have asked me in the past, and that will probably help you out. Figure out your reasons why you want to be doing this experience, what you can get from it, what you can bring to it, and vice versa, and what you're looking for in the long run. Are you just doing it just to have the internship experience? Do you want to make this as a open door for you? Put your foot in the door and hopefully work your way up into the Disney company with getting connections and things like that, which is like me. That's what I'm trying to do, and make myself a career. Anyways, the say your internship has just now been coming up. You're getting ready, and you want to know what some of the general questions they'll ask you if you're a first timer. Um, some of the questions, the way they've been doing it, phrasing wise, has changed currently for the most part. They're talking now a little bit more about more towards the line of skills and qualifications that you have for these roles that you're applying for, um, versus what they did originally for me, which is why do you want to work for the Disney college, work for Disney? Why is it that you want to be doing the college program? Why is it um, so important that you do this and not something else? That's what they originally used to do. They some cat some interviewers might ask that question to a variation of it, though each each interviewer is vastly different from the way they do it. Um, but now they're going a little bit more towards the qualification sides and what experiences you have that you can bring and according to the rules that they have provided. As for roles, I'll try and do my best to remember all of them, though we did get one new one this for the first time. I'll tell you a little bit about it eventually. Some of the roles that you get to do um, is merchandise, attractions, quick food and beverage. That means the restaurants and the parks and resorts. You have the option of also doing hospitality and concierge, as well as a few other small ones in that area, like something like a bellboy, something like that. Um, there is also custodial, which is honestly what it sounds, but I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. One of my old roommates used to do it, so it was pretty good. So I'll leave it to that. I didn't do it. Um, my first time, my first program, I was in merchandise, and I loved it. It was really great, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more about it sometime. Uh, yeah, they're going to talk. Those are some of the rules. Another one is park operations. You work in the main entrance area and help out with parade control at different times throughout the day and throughout some of the events. And there is another option that you get to do, but the thing is that the only way to apply for these roles is going to auditions hosted by Disney. If you go to the Disney College Program website, um, I'll probably put a link down there in the description area. I don't know, maybe. Uh, and they'll have a select list of cities around the U.S. that you can go and visit if you're able to be in close proximity to, and audition for the option of being a character performer or parade performer. You don't need to know how to dance, so you don't need really dancing experience, or you can. Um, Most people, I think, tend to have dancing experience. This is also where you want to be face characters. You can. Um, Disney's pretty crazy about the whole height um, qualifications. Most of them tend to be within the 5.5 range, give or take, and the six around 5'11" to 6'2" being the max for a lot of the characters. You get a wide range of it, so it's not too bad. Uh, Anyways, some of the other questions they are going to ask are a lot about safety, living experiences. Have you ever lived in a residence hall on campus? Have you ever had roommates before? Um, how many roommates have you had? Things like that. Are you comfortable with a certain number of roommates or little things like that? They want to make sure that you're going to be comfortable with their living environment. The way they have it in the past was you can room with yourself plus another person, so a two-person apartment, up to a 8-person apartment. Um, so they have done some new additions since my program 3 years ago. They have now added bunk beds to in addition to the rooms. Each of the rooms used to only have 2 beds, one per each roommate. But now, some depending which apartment style you get and what kind of roommates you get, uh, you could end up with 3 roommates to a room. So one of you guys will be lucky and get a bed. The other 2 will get bunk beds. But I've seen some videos and they look actually pretty nice. It's not too bad. You get a lot of space, get some more space for yourself for putting your things away in the rooms and whatnot. Um, After they ask you some of the more general questions, they're going to ask you, are you currently in school? Are you taking classes? Um, and yeah, um, depending if you're going to be graduating soon, they'll also confirm your graduation date as well. They did that for me this time. um, as well as before. Let's see, they're going to ask you, they're going to talk to you a little bit about the roles that you've selected. You're going to go in your original, and when you're doing your applications the first time, you're going to come to a certain point where you're going to select your interests in all these different roles I explained earlier. They're going to be anything from no interest to low interest, moderate, or high interest, meaning that's really something you want to get, and no interest is like, nope, no, things like that, you know. Anyways, once they will have already reviewed the roles that you want, so you'll be talking to them a little bit about it. This is now where both me being an alumni and acting as if I haven't applied before are very much one and the same. They're just going to talk about your roles and things like that that you've chose. They're going to make sure that you can do these tasks that they have in the qualifications as well. Um, One new role that they did select this time, they introduced this time around, is known as foral. Um, that one is going to be one that's not that from what I understand in the qualifications is that you're going to need a car, uh, or you're going to need to know how to drive and have a license. Um, it's mainly it's more like a delivery kind of role. Like you're going to be bringing flowers and doing all sorts of little things with all the parks and resorts. So you're going to have a lot of guest interaction at a different variation of things. Um, yeah. There's also a lifeguard. I forgot to mention that, as well as transportation. So the if you've been to Disney World, we have that big lake. So you'll work with the boat crossing, the monorail system. We no longer get to drive. They changed that a few years back before I even did my first program. Um, yeah. Anyways, they're gonna ask you about that. About the roles and qualifications, what experiences, qualifications you have currently that you're going to be bringing if you're a first timer, um, or if you're like me, being an alumni. What experiences you gained from your first internship, what experiences and qualifications you've gained since then, and what you can bring back to the Disney company um, for your new role or your return to your old role. That sometimes does happen. Um, yeah, it does. But in the end, you do get to really let them know what it is that you want to be doing, uh, and do give them your reasons. Reasons are always vastly different from person to person, and why they want to be doing it. So just be truthful to yourself, and most of the time it will work out. It did for me my first time. I really wanted merchandise, and being able to explain it fully with reasons logically why I wanted to do it um, did work out in my favor. The other good thing you get to say you can do is you could persuade them what location you want to be working at, say it's a park or one of the Disney hotel resorts, or maybe you want to go on attractions and you want to kind of persuade them, though it's not going to be always 100% because a lot of these attractions are very popular by a lot of CPs. You can mention to them what attractions you would like to be at and why, and yeah, really why. Um, they're also going to ask you about the Disney look um, for guys. Is um, really it's like short hair. Think of it almost. I would say the best example would be like if you're familiar or not, think military style for guys. I'm not saying bald or anything like that, but nice professional trimmed hair. They have also been very lenient now. The year that I did my internship, they are now allowing facial hair. Either it's a full grown in mustache or a mustache goatee combination, meaning that these have to um, be touching and joined. Um, so I kind of suck at it because mine naturally just takes forever to even get there. So I never really make it that far before I shave. The other thing is you can also now grow a full beard, um, but I think you have to have it professionally trimmed, um, clean always, and groomed with no more than I'd say no more than 5 centimeters. If you go on the Disney website, they're going to have the regulations for the Disney look. I highly encourage you guys to look at that because it will answer all your questions from here on. Glasses are another thing as well. Since you guys see, I obviously have to wear them. I'm nearsighted. Uh, I do wear contacts, but it's not very often, and I rarely do, anyways. Uh, Glasses, you're going to want them to be fairly uniform in appearance. Nothing too crazy. Mine, I can get away with it. Um, the main thing is as long as it does not distract from your face and it's very much looks natural on you. It's somewhat of a natural tone or something like that. You'll be fine. The other is not to not really have any blatantly obvious logos or insignia on your glass sides. You know, the part. Um, Make sure they're not too crazy or over the top. Sunglasses as well. Um, Make sure they are not the lenses that are like mirrors. Um, they have to be see through, and guests have to be able to see your eyes. If you're working like how I ended up experiencing, um, if you're wearing sunglasses and they do cover your eyes, when you talk to a guest, you must take off your glasses and interact with your guests that way. Once you're done, you can go ahead and put them back on. Since Florida and California are very, very sunny places to live in during your experience. Uh, the other thing they're going to ask about is piercings, any other body modifications. That means like tattoos, gauges, nose piercings, lip piercings, any wide variety of things. Tattoos, you're going to want to make sure that that you're any of these things, you're going to want to have to be truthful to them about it. It's going to help you a lot. Um, the reason why they want you to be truthful is that they put you in the right role um, that will um, that will work out according to your body. If you have tattoos, say guys, you have a sleeve, or girls, you have a sleeve. Most of the time, I see guys with sleeves. You're going to be wearing long sleeve shirts, but make sure you do tell them about it. Anything else, you're going to want to make sure that clothing wise, you can cover them up. Um, they're going to ask you if you're in swim trunks, are any of your tattoos going to, are they going to distract from you being a lifeguard or something with like tattoos visibly or things like that, for example. Um, so the other way is you use those tattoo concealers, that makeup that you can get in almost any store. Um, if you watch some of the videos that are hosted by female DCP ears, uh, they do have a few awesome vlogs that I've seen that discuss some of the good makeups that they recommend that you use to help conceal your tattoos that you have anywhere. I think that is roughly pretty much it. Um, the only difference for me being alumni, uh, most of the questions are roughly the same, both from both experiences. The only time this round was it was more like a visit. They just kind of wanted to know how I've been, um, how I been using the Disney my experience from Disney my first time around. Since then, how I've been using it effectively through school or professionally with work that I do, um, and then also what skills I have attained since then, or and as well what I will be bringing back that is new or that I didn't have beforehand and have now. Most of my roles, most of my jobs that I have are very much leadership based, so I bring that now um, to the table, so I can work in a leadership position and work very well on my own and be on my feet, things like that. Also, being very much a team player. Um, those are all things um, that are typical. If you guys have any questions, you can feel free to write me a comment. I'll try and make sure I do read those and help out. And depending if they're reading necessary, I will answer them um, as best as possible. If I even have to, I will do a video for them for those questions for you guys that want a certain question asked. Um, and yeah, you guys, good luck to those who are once again applying for the first time. Our alumni is now applying again for the first time. And if you have interviews coming up, be truthful to yourself, um, be sincere, be professional, uh, know your reasons why you want to do the college program, what you can bring, what you can get as well. And um, if you guys do follow me further along, next couple of videos, I'll really discuss um, just some of the perks about the program so you guys know a little bit more about it, okay? Good luck, have a magical day, and I'll see you guys around.